first. Okay, so see here today the agenda is mainly the Oracle database 12c. So first of all, introduce myself Parth, and I have 6 years of experience as a core Oracle DBA. Fine. So today's demo session is related to Oracle database 12c. Fine. So first thing is agenda. So today's agenda is basically Oracle database 12c new feature, that is the basis of multi-tenant container database and the pluggable database. Fine. So here we will see like what are the new features included by the Oracle in Oracle 12c. That is the mainly the pluggable database and the container database. That is the main new feature added by the Oracle. This is the new architecture of Oracle database. Fine. So today's objective is, after completing of this session, you should able to like describe the what is the multi-tenant architecture. That means the CDB. Second thing, you can just describe the what is the root container and the pluggable database container. Third thing, you can just differentiate the root database from the pluggable database, and how to start and stop the CDB and the PDB databases. Fine. So prior to this, like in the Oracle database 11g, we have only one instant database. Okay, or the multiple instant database, that is the database rack environment and the non-rack environment. But in one instance, you have only one database. But here, under the one instance, you have multiple databases. So we will see the architectures of your Oracle database 12c. That is the physical level architecture. Fine. So next is prior to Oracle database 12c, what is your architecture? Is that you have a server is there. So in the server you have a one instance and one database. Okay, so your instance which containing the system global area and the other background processes like the pmon, smon, lgwr, then the log writer and the your dbwr. These are the other background processes are there at the instance level. And at the database level, you have a storage structures like data file, control file, redo log file. So this is the pre-12c architecture that is in the Oracle database 12c release 2. Fine. The same architecture is available in the Oracle database 10g. Now in Oracle 12c, they have introduced the new multi-tenant architecture. So first of all, we will understand what is this. Okay, and then we will go with the next is the architecture level. Fine. So here I will just give you the brief introduction about your multi-tenant architecture. Fine. So here in the Oracle database 12c, fine, new database 12c database consolidated database together is a multi-tenant container database, or we can call it as a CDB. Okay. So this CDB consolidated the database together. So in the CDB you have multiple databases. So I will explain you with the in the next slide with the graph level. Fine. So and the database consolidated within the CDB is a pluggable database or the PDB. So here you can see this is the architecture of multi-tenant container database architecture. Same thing, server and your CDB we can call in short as a CDB. Okay, your instance is there, the same as the 11g instance is there, SGA is there, and the other processes are there like the background processes pmon, smon, log writer, dbwr. Fine. Database writer processes. So instance is there and their process architectures are there. Now while you are comparing this thing with the 11g, here you can just find the differences at the storage structure. So what are these differences? So here in the Oracle database 12c, you have always one root container. Fine. Root container means your one root database is there. Fine. Root database is there. So here this is the root container and this is the your PDB databases. Fine. So main difference is that this is the one database is there, and under that database you have a multiple databases. This is the seed PDB, sales PDB, HR PDB. What is this? I will explain you in the detail. So here this is the database, consolidate the database together is a multi-tenant container database, or the CDB. So what does it mean? Consolidated database together. So here the multiple databases are there, sales PDB, HR PDB, that are consolidated this database. This is called as a root container, or we can call it as a CDB. Fine. And the database consolidated within the CDB is called as a pluggable database. Okay, database consolidated within the CDB. So under the CDB, whatever the databases are there, this is called as your PDB. Fine. So these are called as a CDB, and these are called as your PDBs. Now, what are the benefits of that? Why Oracle introduced this CDB architecture and the PDB architecture? What are the benefits of that? Okay, so that is the main important thing. After that, we will see like what is the use of root container, what is the use of sales PDB and the HR PDB. But first of all, we will see what are the benefits. So operates the multiple database in centrally managed platform to the lower cost. So prior to Oracle 12c, you need to, for one application, you need to create your one database. Fine. So while you are creating your one database, you need to just create the one instance and one database. Okay. That means like you have a HR application. So for the HR application, you are creating the one database, okay, and one instance on the server. Fine. This is on the one server. On the second server, again, you are creating the new database that is called as a sales database. You have a sales application is there. So you are creating the one sales database, sales instance. So that is on the another server. Fine. So here the important thing is that while in the Oracle 12c, all the databases you can create under the one database. Okay. Under the CDB, you can create the multiple databases that is called as a PDBs. Fine. So for each and every applications, for each and every databases, you no need to create the different instances and different databases. Fine. Databases you can create differentiate, but instance you no need to create the different. Okay. So that is reducing the cost. Fine. That is reducing the cost. Okay. And less instance overhead and the less storage cost. Okay. So instance overhead is very less. Okay. And the less storage cost. Okay. What does it mean? So here, whatever your data dictionaries are there, fine, that all these data dictionaries are stored centrally in the one database, that is in the root container. Fine. While you are comparing with the 11G, so in the 11G you are creating different databases. So in the different databases you have your own data dictionary. Here data dictionary is a shareable object, so that is also require the very less storage. Why? Because this root container, that means the CDB, is storing your data file, system data file and sysops data file. So that is storing the data dictionaries over there. Fine. And it is a shareable object. Fine. While you are comparing with the 12c, in the 12c we have one database, HR, own data dictionary, sales database, own data dictionary. So all these things are non-shareable object. So it requires the more storage. It requires the more storage. Fine. So here less instance overhead and the less storage cost. Why? Because here you are creating the only one instance. In that one instance you are creating the one database, that is called as a CDB, that is the root container. CDB or the root container, both are same. And the second thing, under that root container you are creating the multiple databases as per your application and as per your business requirement. You are creating the multiple databases as per your requirement. Fine. So here the very important thing is that you require the very least instance overhead and the least storage cost. As per your requirement, you are creating your databases. Fine. Instance is one. Fine. Next is, it is also reduce the DBA resource cost. Why? So fast and very easy provisioning. So once you start learning, you will realize that DBA's work is very less in Oracle 12c, because you need to, if you want to create the common users, common roles, everything you can create. So there is the fast and very easy provisioning. Fine. And time for saving, patching and upgradation. Time for saving, patching and upgradation. So while you are patching and upgrading your Oracle database, fine, like any PSU patches are there or any CPU patches are there. So on that time, it will taking very less time compared to the Oracle 11g. Fine. So these are the benefits of the CDB architecture. That is the new multi-tenant architectures. Fine. So here we will understand this architecture. So instance, one server is there. We have created the instance, okay, and the architecture of the CDB. So here instance level everything is same. Process architecture, your SGA is same, your background processes are same, PMON, SMON, DBWR, LogWR, LGWR. Okay, so everything is same at the instance level. No changes are there. Fine. Some minor level changes are there. But when you are coming to at the database level, so at the database level, whenever you are creating the database in the Oracle database 12c, you need to create first of all one CDB database, that is the root container. Okay, so root container which contains your data file, control file, redo log file, undo table space and a temporary table space. Fine. So these are all these things are shareable object. Shareable means it is shareable among all these your PDBs, that is the pluggable database. So this root container, fine, is not storing your actual data. It is storing your data dictionaries, okay, which is available in the system table space, system data file, CSOX, which is containing your enterprise manager repository data, undo table space basically used to store the undo data, temporary table space to store the temporary data, control file to store the database name and what time you have taken the backups and all this information related to your database that is stored in the control files, and the redo log file storing your redo data. So these are all these things are common, fine, which is available at the root container. So we can say at the CDB level. This is the CDB level and this is the PDB level. Okay, now next to the root container we have a PDBs. So seed PDB, what is the meaning of seed PDB? So whenever you are creating any new CDB, that is the container database in Oracle 12c, Oracle provide by default one seed PDB, fine, that is the one template it is providing. That is the one template it is providing, Oracle 12c is providing. So using this template, if you want to create the new databases, new PDB databases, you can create very easily. So one sample seed PDB is provided by the Oracle, that is the by default. Okay, now this is your actual database where you can store your data. Okay, so sales PDB is there, HR PDB is there. So here you are storing your HR data, here you are storing your sales data, fine, and you can create the other PDBs are also as per your business requirement and as per your project plan, fine. So this is where you can store your actual data. Now the question is that here also the data files are there and here also the data files are there. So these data files are common to all, so which is storing the data dictionary information, and these data files are only related to your sales PDB, fine. So that we will see in the next, what are the differences between like root container and your like CDB container, CDB level data and the PDB level data. So these are the architecture, that is the root container where you can which is contain your data file, system sysox file, undo table space, temporary table space, control file and the redo log files. Okay, which is not storing your actual data, that is the application level data, it is not storing. Okay, your actual data, application level data, it is not storing, which is stored in your PDBs. So in the sales PDB you are storing your sales data, in the HR PDB you are storing your HR data. So that is you need to do the connectivity. Okay, so here single DB shares background processes. So here for all the PDBs your background processes are same. Okay, your shared and processes memories are also the sharing object, fine. Oracle metadata, so these are the metadata are also shareable. object. Fine, like v dollar databases and the db underscore data underscore file. These are all the data dictionaries are shareable. Redo-log files are also shareable. So for all the PDBs, you have only 3 redo-log files. You don't have separate redo-log files for the separate PDBs. Fine. Next one is the control files, which is also shareable object, and the undo table space, which is also shareable. So these are all these control files, redo-log files, undo, temp, which are shareable objects. Shareable means for whenever you are creating the PDBs, so for each and every PDBs, you are not creating the one more control files, one more redo log files, one more undo table space, one more temporary table space. So these are all these shareable objects. Okay, so you no need to create whenever you are creating the new PDBs, on that time you no need to create the new redo log files, new control files, new undo, and new temporary table space. Fine. So these things are reducing the cost. Okay, saving your storage cost. Fine. That is the second thing. And instance is always 1. Fine. So these are the benefits in the Oracle Database 12c. Okay. So this is the next thing we will see, that is the multi-tenant container architecture. Graphics in the last slide shows the CDB as a 4 containers. Fine. CDB as a 4 containers. So we will discuss about the containers: root container, seed PDB, sales PDB, and the HR PDB. So these are the 4 containers are there. Fine. So one is a root, one is a seed, and 2 PDBs. So this is the root container, this is the seed PDB container. Next one is the sales PDB and the HR PDB. So these are the 2 PDBs. One is the seed PDB, and first one is a root container. So here at the physical level, the CDB has a database instance and the data file, just as a non-CDB does. So when you are talking about the CDB, okay, container database, it has a one database instance, okay, and data files. So this is the architecture, CDB level architecture, which is same as a non-CDB level. So when you are comparing only this thing, instance, CDB, this is your instance and this is your root container. So this architecture, whenever you are comparing with the 11G, okay, this is the same architecture. This is the architecture and this is the architecture up to this root container, which is same as a non-CDB. So same thing I have written over here. So at the physical level, the CDB has a database instance and a database file, just as a non-CDB does. Fine. So this is the up to this architecture, which is same as a non-CDB, means prior to 12c. Fine. The redo log files are common for the whole CDB. So redo log files are common for whole CDB. Fine. Under the CDB you have multiple PDBs, but redo log files are common for all. Fine, all the CDBs and PDBs. So the redo log files are always common for whole CDB. The control files are common for whole CDB. The control files are updated to reflect any additional data, addition of the table space and the data files of the pluggable PDBs. Fine. So here these are the common control files are also common, redo log files are also common. So here at the PDB level, if you are adding any new table space or if you are removing any new table space, these changes are automatically updated in the control file, which is common. Fine. So control file storing all the information at CDB level also and also the PDB level. So at the PDB level, if you are doing any kind of changes, that changes are also recorded in the common control file. Fine. And the undo table spaces is also common for all the containers. So whatever the undo data, whenever you are just performing the rollback, so at the PDB level, if you are performing any kind of rollback, so that information is also coming from the undo table space, which is common. Fine, which is common. Fine. So here next is a temporary table space common to all container is required. Fine. So temporary table space is also common to all the container which is required. So here, as per the architecture, you can see temporary table space is also there, which is common for all the PDBs. Fine. But each PDB can hold its own temporary table space for its own local user. So here temporary table space is common for all the PDBs, but if you want to create your own temporary table space in your own PDB, you can create. Fine. So here root container temporary table space is there, but at the PDB level, if you want to create your own temporary table space, you can also create your own temporary table space. Fine. So temporary table space, it can be the common or it can be the local. So this is the local temporary table space. Fine. As per their business requirement, if you want to create, you can create. Otherwise, it is not compulsory by the Oracle. Fine. So this is the common and this is the local. Fine. So temporary table space can be the common or can be the local. Fine. Each container has its own data dictionary stored in the proper system table space containing its own metadata and the SysOx table space. So while you are comparing at the data file level, so we have compared the redo-log files, control files, undo, and temporary. So these are all the common objects. But when we are comparing with the data files, each and every PDB has its own system data file and the SysOx data file to store the data dictionary, its own data dictionary information. Fine. So data files are not common. Okay, this is always created at the PDB level. Fine. So system and SysOx, these are the two data files are created at the PDB levels. Fine. And the PDB can be created, can create a table space within the PDB according to the application needs. So here, to store your application level data, you need to create your own table space over here. Fine. In the sales PDB, you can create your own table space. Here in the HR PDB, you can create your own table space to store your actual data. Okay, to store your actual data, you can create your table spaces. Fine. So these are the architecture at the CDB level and the PDB level. Fine. So next is containers. Very important thing. In the Oracle database 12c, two types of containers are there. One is a root container and next one is a pluggable database container. So we need to just differentiate what is the differences between these two. Root container, the first container created at the CDB creation. So whenever you are creating the database, okay, that means whenever you are creating the container database, the one root container is created. That is the mandatory. Okay, that is the mandatory whenever you are creating your 12c database. Fine. In that container, you will find the common objects and metadata. So this is the container. This is the common container, and it is mandatory. Whenever you are creating the CDB, this is the container is created, which stores the Oracle system supplied common objects and the metadata. Okay, so whatever the common objects are there and the metadata are there, that everything is stored in the root container. Okay, and this is the second thing is stored the Oracle system supplied common user and the roles. Whatever the common roles are there, whatever the common users are there, which is always stored at the root container level. Fine. So here, whatever the Oracle's supplied database objects are there, that is stored in the system level. Fine. And whatever the enterprise manager repository and all these things also stored at the SysOx level. Fine. So other things, common roles, common users, that everything is stored at the root container. So common means other pluggable database can also use the common roles and common users. Okay, so in the detail we will see like how the common roles can be used at the PDB levels and how the common users can be used at the PDB level. Fine. So these are all these informations are stored in the system and SysOx data files. That is the root container. Fine. Next thing is that pluggable database container. So this container is for the basically used for the applications level. Application levels means sales applications, HR applications, inventory applications. So these are the your applications level. To store your applications levels data means your actual data. If you want to store your actual data, for that we are using the pluggable database container that is called as a PDB. Okay, so it is containing the table spaces. Fine. So here you can see this is the your root your PDB containers. So it is containing your data files, table spaces. Okay, that is your TBS2, temporary table space, system table space, SysOps table space. So these are your pluggable database container. Fine. So this is the pluggable database container for the table space, that is the permanent and temporary. Schema, objects and privileges, and created, clone and unplug and pluggable database. These are all the new features are there. So you can which is storing in the pluggable database level. Fine. Schema, objects and privileges, that means your database objects, tables, views, all this information storing at your PDB level. Fine. And the one particular seed PDB. So here you can see one seed PDB is there. That is your template PDB, which is created by default. Okay, which is created by default whenever you are creating the CDB. So using this seed PDB, if you want to create any new PDB, you can create very easily. This is the one template provided. Fine. So particular seed PDB $seed provides the fast provisioning of the new PDB. So using this, you can just create your new PDBs. Fine. And you have a limits of 253 PDBs in a CDB, including the seed. So if someone is asking you like how many PDBs you can create in under the one CDB, so you can create total 252 numbers of PDBs under the one CDB. Fine. Under the root container, you can create 252 numbers of CDB. Fine. And one your seed PDB, that is by default available. So total you can create 253 PDBs are available under the root container. Fine. So these are the new things available, new features are available in the your CDB level and the PDB level. Fine. So this is the main differences you need to understand. Container level differences, root container and the pluggable database container. Fine. Next is we will see the few things related to practicals. So I will just show you like how can you use this thing. So let me start my virtual box and I will show you what are the differences at the CDB level and the PDB levels. So I have installed the Oracle Linux 7 on my virtual box. So I'm just starting my Oracle Linux 7.2. This is the latest version of the Oracle Linux. So here I will just show you like how to start up the Oracle Database 12c, how to start the pluggable databases, how to find out how many pluggable databases you have. Okay, so these are the brief practical I will show you related to CDB level and the PDB level. Fine. So I am just logging with the Oracle user. I already installed the Oracle Database 12c. I already created the CDB database and I already created the PDB database. Fine, because these things takes time, around 30 minutes it takes to create the CDB and all these things. So I already created all these things. So I'm just opening my terminal on the Linux machine and I will start my CDB database. Fine, first of all. So command mostly same as a Oracle Database 11g. So here I am just export Oracle SID. My CDB database name is CDB1. Fine. And just starting the SQL plus. So sys as a sysdba and the password I am just providing. So it is connected to the ideal instance. So what I need to do, I need to just start up my database. So I'm just issuing the same command startup. Fine. So I'm just starting my CDB database. Okay, that means you are just connecting to your root container while starting the CDB database. Fine. So your CDB database is starting up. The command is same, like same command you are executing in the 11G to start up your database. The same command you need to use over here to start up your database. So my database is started. Okay. On the other side, I'm opening another terminal window. What I need to do, I need to just start my listener. Fine. So command is, I'm just export Oracle SID equal to CDB1 lsnrctl. Status I'm just checking. It is connection refused. So I need to start my listener also. So I'm just starting the listener. Fine. So here at this moment no services are supported. So what I need to do, I need to just issue the command ultra system register. Fine. So here you will find all the services are supported now. I'm just issuing the command status. Fine. So all the services are now supported. This is the same as a 11G, no differences. Okay. After that, I will just explain to you what is PDB1, what is PDB2. So once I will finish this practical, you will also understand what is the PDB1 and PDB2. Okay. Now you are just connected to the Oracle Database 12c. Here you can see the version. I have already installed these things or SQL Plus release 12.1.0.2.0. Fine. And you are just connecting to the SQL Plus. You are just connecting to CDBA. You are just providing the password connected to the ideal instance. Okay, and just start up the database. Fine. So you are just starting up the database. Fine. Now the next thing, you have just started the database. What is the next thing? So here at the OS level, I'm just showing to you some files. So first of all, understand the physical level architecture. So it is same as a 11G. Architecture is same as a 11G. So let me just show to you. U01 app Oracle. This is the directory structure, which is same as our Oracle 11G. So here in the Ora data, we are storing all your data files. So here you can find the one directory, that is the CDB1. So I'm just going into CDB1 ls-l. You will find your control file. Another control file is available in the flash recovery area, which is same as the Oracle 11G. Okay, 3 redo log files, 1, 2, and 3. sysox01, system01, temporary table space, undo table space, and the user01.dbf. That is the by default comes whenever you are creating the CDB. So these are the things. Control file, another control file is available in the flash recovery area. Redo log files, system, sysox, undo table space, and the temporary table space. As I discussed with you in this slide, that is control files, redo log files, undo, temporary, system, and sysox. These are all the root level. That is means the CDB level. Fine. So these are the files already available over here. Fine. So these are the control files, redo log files. All these things are available at the CDB level. Fine. So these are the architecture at the physical level. Now next we will see how many PDBs you have. How many PDBs you have. So here I'm just showing to you few data dictionary we will discuss. So we have just started the database. Now $V database. So in the $V database, they have included the two new column, that is the CDB and the con ID. What does it mean? Con ID, container ID. So here you can see, select name, CDB con ID from $v database. Fine. So this is the CDB database or not? Yes, this is the CDB database, and the container ID is 0 because that is the root. So always this is 0, and the name is CDB1. Fine. So this is the CDB database you have. Fine. If it is not a CDB database, it is here. It is come as a no. Fine. Next one. Instance name. Okay. Status and con ID. So here you can see. Okay, so con ID is 0 and instance name is CDB1, which is same as your database name. Okay, so $v instance. Fine. So this is also the data dictionary level. All these things is same. Next is listener. We already started. Okay, and also we have checked the services. Now next thing is that you have checked everything at the CDB level. Now you need to check how many PDBs you have. How many PDBs you have. Okay, how many PDBs you have created. So at this moment I have created a 2 PDB. The name is PDB1 and PDB2. So here you need to just, this is the new view provided by the Oracle. That is the dynamic performance view. That is the $v PDBs, con ID, name and open mode. So here you can see con ID, name and open mode. You can see $v PDBs. Fine. So here you can find out how many PDBs we have. So one seed PDB I already told you, that is in the read only mode. That is seed PDB is always in the read only mode. Okay, and PDB1 and PDB2, that is always in the initially that is in the mounted mode, not in the read write mode. Fine. So con ID, name, open mode from $v PDB. Okay, you can find out how many PDBs we have. So at this moment I have created the 2 PDBs. One is by default coming, that is the PDB $seed read only mode. Fine. PDB1 and PDB2, that is in the mounted mode. Fine. So these are the information related to PDBs. Now the question is why it is in the mounted mode. So whenever you are starting your database, CDB database, PDBs are always at the mounted mode. So you need to open it by yourself as per your business requirement, whether you want to open it or not. Fine. So here if you want to open your PDB database, this is the command alter pluggable database PDB1 open. Fine. So you have just opened the PDB1 database. So here you can see con ID, name, open mode from $v PDBs. So this is in the read write mode, you can see. Fine. And whenever you see at the physical level, I am just going into directory structure at the PDB level. So here CD, you can see PDB1 folder is there, directory is there. You can see system, sysocks, temporary and user table space, which is already created. So here I am going to store my actual data. This is the temporary table space. This is the system and sysocks table spaces are there. No control file, no redo log files. That is everything is common. System, sysocks, actual table space where you are going to store your data, and temporary table space. Fine. So these are the PDB level architecture. Okay, these are the PDB level physical architecture. Fine. So all this information you can just find out from the here. If you want to open the another pluggable database PDB2 open. Fine. So this is also you are opening the second database, that is the PDB2. Fine. PDB1, PDB2, you can open whatever your databases you have. At this moment I have 2 databases, so I am just opening these 2 databases. So here you can see con ID, name, open mode, from v dollar PDBs. Fine. This is in the read write mode. Both are in the read write mode. Fine. So these are the your how to open the PDBs. Okay, and you are just connecting to the PDB levels. Fine. So next is, at this moment you are just connected with the sys user at the CDB level. Now the question is, if you want to connect to the PDB1 or the PDB2, how can you connect? Okay, if you want to connect to the PDB2 database, so how can you connect? Fine. So here I'm just showing to you like how can you connect to the PDB database. Okay, this is the last thing. So here I'm just showing to you, in this way you can just connect PDB2_admin. This is the username, password at PDB2. So here the same thing as a 11G, as you are connecting to the any other user, the same way you need to just connect to the your PDB database. So connect. This is my password. Connected. Fine. So what is this PDB_2? PDB2_admin. There is my username. So while when I was created the database PDB2, on that time I have created this user to connect to the your PDB2 database, and Oracle for you, that is my password at the rest PDB2. Fine. So this is the my service. This is the my service. Fine. There is the listener. That's why I have checked the listener initially, and here in the listener you can just see lsnrctl status. Here you can see PDB2. So PDB2 service is there and it is ready. Fine. And the instance CDB status is ready. So that's why I am just connected to the PDB2 over here. PDB2. Fine. So I am just connected. So I am just connected at the PDB2 level. Fine. So from here, if you want to just do your any kind of transactions, if you want to store your actual data, you can easily store from here. So first of all, you need to connect to the PDB level, not at the CDB level. Once you connected to the PDB level, then you can just do your transaction, insert, update, delete, your actual data you can store in the PDB2 database. Fine. So in this way you can just connect to the any of the PDBs. Fine. Because while you are performing your actual transaction, you need to connect to the PDB. Fine. The same way, just disconnect it. Show user. So nothing. Connected to the your sys level. Okay. So here you are connecting at the CDB1. I need to use so you are connected to the your sys user at the CDB level. I am just connected to the CDB database. That is my container database. Now I just want to close my database. So what I need to do? Pluggable database. Fine. So alter pluggable database PDB1 close. Fine. So I'm just closing my PDB database. The same way I'm just stopping my close. Fine. And this is the both the database I have closed. Fine. So next is I just want to check the status. So how can I check? The same thing you need to, from here you can just check con ID, name and open mode. So here this is in the mounted mode. Now again it is in the mounted mode once I have closed. So if it is closed, you can't perform any kind of transactions. Fine. And at the end I am just shutdowning my database. Shutdown immediate. So this is I am shutting down my which database? CDB database. Okay. This is my shutdown immediate. So shutdown and startup process is same as the 11G. But whenever you are dealing with the PDB level, you need to first of all check the PDB whether it is open or not. So if it is not open, you need to just issue the command open your pluggable database. If you want to close, you can just close your database. Fine. And at the end, you can just shut down your CDB database. Fine. So this is the your instance is shut down, and just exit. And I am also this is exit. Fine. So this is the I've just shown you the brief practical of your Oracle 12c, like how to connect to the pluggable database and how to connect to the how to open and close your pluggable database. Fine. So if you have any questions or answer, you can if you have any questions, you can ask me.